episode of the Father Son SitDown. I'm Robert Montgomery. I'm father of
Isaac Montgomery.
Today we're going to talk to you about confidence. We're going to talk to you about family, stuff that we go through, kind of on a daily basis. Isaac's 13 years old, 7th grade. He is not a reclass. Just getting that out the way. So, but him and I have a lot of fun. I like to joke around. Like to see him on the court and that nature. So tell me, first of all, how is school going?
It's alright. There's a whole bunch of people that are kind of annoying. Like they be running in the hallway and it's like there's no point and they just are annoying.
Oh, so you walk around to your classes, you don't run the class? Oh, do you be on time?
Half the time.
Half the time? Maybe that's why they run, so they on time. So you might want to put a little pep in your step while we do that too, huh?
Sure.
All right. So let's talk a bit about confidence. Confidence is a big thing to have, whether you're in school, whether you're on the court, whether in life. You want to make sure you're confident in everything you do. The main thing about having confidence is being prepared for whatever you're about to do. So let's say like for a test that you got coming up in school, right?
Yeah.
And having confidence to pass, what puts you in that place to know that you're gonna pass that test?
Studying and like knowing what's about to come.
So just getting prepared.
Yeah.
So is that the same way as having that same confidence on the court? I mean, how do you have the confidence on the court to do what you do?
At first, I had tip off, it's kind of nervous, but once you get like the first 10 seconds out the game, it's like you're like kind of cruising, but half the time you're not.
All right. So, do you ever go? You're going to the game prepared. Just way in life. You're preparing yourself for the game, right? It's with practice, training, game film. Which should give you the confidence that you need to go into the next to the next game, right?
Yeah.
For us life, for you to have confidence, in life, being prepared, the tools, that we give you. One, making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do in school, right?
Yeah.
So that gives you the preparation for the next step in life and being confident. Also, family values, of course, we teach you, about the Bible, which I really love that you are involved in church. You love church. It's a little different from where we grew up, from East Texas, coming to church here. I do miss, the East Texas church. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's a little different feel, man, as you growing up, you didn't get the experience long as I did being out there. But for the time you did, to me, that's what we grew up in, right? Type of church. So giving you that confidence, getting you prepared for life. So I brought this book in. This book is, it's old. I can tell you, when did I get this book?
You got it a while ago, I know that for sure.
It was actually, so let me tell you when. Got this book before you was actually born, believe it or not. Got this book October, a year actually before you was even thought of. October 4th, 07.
Oh wow.
A year into this for your birthday. So
Year one.
Got this from a couple who just literally came by the house, knocked on the door. We just started talking. And so he gave me this book. And this book is called God's Promises. For your every need. Meaning, it has everything that you probably would need in this book, broken up into like different chapters. So again, like if you need confidence, it tells you right here. So you can look up different things you might need. And I'm just gonna go over to 150 real quick. Just kind of read something real quick. So, like, if you're in the need of confidence, best scripture ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. Philippians 4-13.
Which is the Bible on my cross.
Yep. Confidence, right? So again, just preparing yourself for life, man, and going out in the world every day. You know, it's easy to pick up a book like this, and it gives you those scriptures, but it gives it broken down for you so you can understand it, and just make for a better all, you know,
all around.
Yeah, all around read. So everyone, man, God's promise. So people, if you're ever looking for a good book to read, just something just to take for you on the fly, God's Promises, a great book. So let's talk about family, man, real quick. Something we ain't talked about, I say, in a couple of years. You know, the last few years, man, we've been through a lot, I say, as a family. We lost my sister, which is your aunt, my niece, which is your cousin, you know, during COVID. So a couple key losses through the family over the last 2 years been kind of rough. I see that, you know, every pair of shoes you get, you know, you write their names on your shoes and, you know, remembrance of them, which I commend you on because you're still keeping them living, you know, living on. So I really appreciate that, man. I know they're watching over you as well, you know, as you play, you know, football and basketball and through your everyday life. But we never really got to talk about exactly how to handle that situation. Because losing somebody is never easy.
No.
It's a hard deal. Still dealing with it to this day. You know, me personally, especially with with Monica, just big sister for my entire life. A lot of things that we grew up doing and did before you came along. I'm the youngest, so that's why you didn't get to experience those things, Well, trying to have kids that early in life. So, but we had fun and it was enjoyable. But just missing that piece, man, is a lot. For me, it takes a lot of strength and praying every day, because it's still fresh, man. Just like it was yesterday. So, how do you being as young as you are, I guess we should have talked about that at that point. I wasn't in the right mind space or mind frame to discuss that. But I mean, how was you feeling during that?
I kind of knew and understood what was going on. I couldn't believe it all the way through yet, and I was I was kind of grieving for a while, and that's why I wrote them on my shoes because that's what I played for the past year or so now. So,
which is good, man. I mean, we all go through grieving stage, and we all go through, we all grieve differently, right? In different forms and fashion. So it is a little bit different. But finding your own way to handle the situation and go through it, man, is, really good. So I commend you for that. For me, honestly, a lot of it came from watching you play, whether it was football or basketball, because it kept my mind off of it, and it kept my mind, on you and watching you and just kind of watching you grow, through the sports. Taking, leaving East Texas, coming here, was a different feel because, as we was really close as a family. We did a lot of things as a family out there. And then coming here, it was kind of like a separation because
there's a wide distance between us.
Yeah, and this, we don't have the family here like we do. Now, granted, we got some friends here that we call family that we do stuff with, but back home it was,
It was different.
It was different. You had your cousins and your aunts and uncles, that was there with you, and so moving into a different space and coming here where it was like, man, we don't have no family, right?
The first 2 years we were here, it's like we didn't really know nobody here. It was kind of us in our own little world for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then we met Mr. Adrian, and then they kind of became a little bit of our family, and we did a lot with them, and then they moved, so it's like.
Yep. That, man, I mean, considering the fact that where we live at, not a lot of people come visit us.
No.
So, not a lot of people come visit us. But for the ones who have came to visit us, thank you. It was definitely appreciated. Charles and Coach Jay, Marquise, let's see, Dandrick, and ain't many. I can tell you that. It's probably like 5 or 6. So we've been here 6 years, so maybe one every year, just about. But we really appreciate that, for those ones who opened their doors and let us in. Can't forget about Johnny and Mr. Craig, man. They was always,
They was always here.
Yeah. They lived out here, so it was a little different because we actually can go visit them too. So it made it made it really good just to do things like that. So let me ask you this question. With all that said, right? Do you think being here is better, or do you miss being out in East Texas?
I think kind of here is better academic wise and sports wise for me, but I also miss being out there because of family, like just little things like that, like missing my friends back there, and now barely even knowing them. But I also like it here because, again, like I said, it's better for me, academic and sports wise, and I made a lot more new friends that I can trust with.
Here's one thing you don't get. You don't get your grandmother's cooking.
No.
So,
I love that when we go back home.
Yeah. I promise you, if you pick up the phone and call her and say, hey, send me a plate, she probably would. Guarantee you. Probably would. But that's just the thing, man. I wanted you to understand whenever you was born, being around family and having family around was always important. Because that was one of the things that grandmother instilled in us, that family is important. You look after your sister and your brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any blood brothers, but I have friends that I call brothers. Like, me and Uncle Artis and Johnson, we all grew up together our entire life. Got, Uncle Otis and Cousin Ray, those people we just, I grew up with. Uncle Renard. Man, Uncle Renard was, that's my big brother, but he's also the brother who pushed me in, basketball. Because where, you don't have a brother to play against, it's usually you're not playing against each other. Me and Renard can go and play against each other, because we're not that far apart in age, but we would get out there. Now, we made a few bets, when we was growing up in school about playing. Did I lose the bet?
Probably.
Man, see, that's the confidence. I have confidence. I didn't lose the bet. So you didn't put the confidence in me yet.
Okay, but the way he is, he's skilled, and you're skilled. You're a shooter. I don't know about him, but
yes.
I know he
is.
Are y'all both shooters? Or
Yeah, he was a shooter too, man. He was a shooter. I could probably beat him now, though. I can say that
now
wholeheartedly. So Renard, I want my $20. Just want you to know that I love you, but I want my 20. We're gonna play against each other. One day you can have the mask, open it up, man, at the gym, and let us come there, and we can definitely play. Think about it. They need players anyway, man. So call me. I'm available.
10-day contract.
Yeah, get a 10-day contract. So But man, just like enjoying life. Matter of fact, did you enjoy the game that we went to?
Yeah, that was a fun experience game. It was good seeing KD, Luca, Harden on the court, Hardaway, Holiday. It was a good experience just to see what they go through with their warm ups and what they do to get their mind and body right for the game.
And plus the conversation you had with Uncle Renard about all that as well.
Yeah.
And
so student before athlete.
So say that a little bit louder.
Student before athlete.
Student before athlete, meaning grades come first, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is very important, young people. You want your grades to become first, and that's one of the things you and I talk about is, with sports, is that your grades have to be good so you can get into college. Whether if you play sports or not, you want to make sure that you have good grades so you can get into college and apply for those scholarships and go to school for free. It's expensive. A lot of people in college debt, a lot of people don't realize that if I would have did this when I was in high school, I wouldn't be in a situation now. They don't look at the future. A lot of people don't. When they get ready to go into college, they look at, man, I'm just graduating high school. What's next? But it starts, now because you're in middle school. If you fail, you don't play. So it's all about having those grades now. And those college coaches, they're going to make sure they're not going to invest in you actually if you don't have the right grades. They're going to move on to somebody else because they want somebody who can pass and they know that they can depend on them on the court as well as in the classroom. So that's one of the biggest things, man. I definitely commend you on, keeping grades up, playing and passing, because it is very important. We had our stories of, what it is not to pass and play is not as great. It's not fun. So just want you to understand that, that's very important. Family is important, and then, having the confidence, to get through life in different situations is important. Okay. So I know we wear you out a lot with everything. We always on the go all the time.
I'm kind of always on the go too.
Yeah, and I try not to push you as hard because I'd rather for you to have times where you actually rest your body, actually be a kid, because you got some years ahead of you, right? Before you get to high school, you got another year and a half before high school. But just still being able to be a kid, do stuff that kids do, man. I like the fact that you get out there and, go to the court, spend 2 or 3 hours at the court, but I still want you to be a kid. If that's how you enjoy having fun, that's good. Because we used to get out there. So the difference between kids today and kids back then, you guys have a gym that you can go to.
Yeah, I had outdoor.
Yeah, we was outdoors. We was outdoors. We was in the heat or in the cold. We was either at
I've seen the heat.
Yeah, well, artists had a goal. We had Philip Skinner, who stayed up the street. He had a goal. I had a goal to Kennard Far. Yeah, I'm calling names out. He broke my goal, slam jumped on and broke it down. But that's what we would do. We would spend time at those, different houses, just playing ball outside all day. Kids don't do that today. I wish they did, but they don't.
There's a lot of that go to the rec. They have an indoor court.
Yeah, again, y'all growing up differently than what we did because we didn't have that capability where we was at. We had to play outside. Yeah. We had the different parks. The one above grandmother's house, the one that we go to under the bridge, and there was one more that they got rid of. Over at SFA, man, everybody would go to. And if you couldn't play, you didn't go over there. And you might get one game in and that's it. If you lose, it'll be a while before you get back on the court. Just how it was competitive, people had fun, right? And that's kids this day, y'all don't get outside like that no more.
Well, yeah, we don't get outside, but we also put in work.
Yeah, and I commend y'all putting in the work because if you got the facility to go do it at, by all means, go use that facility. But it's still good to get out there in that street
and just enjoy the fresh air.
Fresh air, shooting around and putting up shots, man, and just being outside and enjoying life too. Right? So before we actually get out of here, man, is anything on your mind right now?
No.
Nothing. You don't want to talk about it?
Nope. Except going in my room and going to sleep.
That's it? You tired?
A little bit. We don't got practice this in the morning, but
I'm thankful for that. I really am. Thank y'all have practice.
I am too.
Y'all need that break. I wish I practiced a little bit after school. 6:30, getting you there by 6:15 is a little rough for me. And then have to come back. Yeah.
Get ready for work.
No, I come back next to lay down, man. I'll probably lay down for like another hour. To be honest with you. When I drop you off, like I still be in sleep mode. That's the reason why I don't really talk to you in the morning when I'm dropping you off. It's because I'm silent, man, because I really be in sleep mode. So that way that like my mind is not really fully woke, right?
It's like woke a little.
It's woke enough for me to drive a mile up the road, drop you off, and come back, right? That's all. Because the minute I walk in that door, I go to back in. Yeah, I'm back in the room, man. Go back to bed. I'm there at least till 7:30.
How does it feel when I don't have practice? Waking up at 7 o'clock.
Actually, you know what? When you don't have practice, it's weird because I'm up at around probably before 7. Usually 6:45 before 7.
That's why I always come in there and you're always.
Yeah, I'm always up, man. Like I don't sleep past 7, really. So, but I'm still asleep at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still gotta get that extra
hour or so.
Yeah, it's just an hour or so, yeah. But it's part of it.
Mm-hmm. I wish I can get the extra hour, because sometimes it'd be rough in the morning.
You do when you get home.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you get to take you a quick nap. Right?
Yeah, there was only one day I took a quick nap and I went to the red. That was it. That was yesterday.
Yeah, because I got out of school early.
Yeah. And I'm glad I got out of school early.
Yeah, I wish they stopped that. But again, man, we didn't want to bring a whole lot today. Just letting people know who we are. A small conversation. We got some bigger plans throughout the rest of the episodes. People who will be joining us. A lot of different topics we're going to be talking about. And also, if you get a chance, look this book up. Again, I got this in 2007. Been having it for that long. It's called God Promises. So if you guys ever need a quick read, this is one of the things to pick up, to read. I got a few things marked, man, so if you ever need, something like, yeah, it's that for you, right?
Yes, sir.
You know that, right? Yes. You gonna read it?
That's my Bible.
Yeah. So this is the Bible broken up into
smaller.
Yeah. It might be a little easy. You might like it. Try it out. I promise you will. Right? So thank you everybody for just coming in and supporting us on this journey that we're gonna take. There's times that him and I are always busy with sports and running. We don't get to actually just sit down and enjoy life and talking as much. So this is giving us the time to do that and bring it to you guys and take feedback as well. So I'm really excited about this, as well as adding, other father and sons coming in, and we talking about different things on with life and everyday life, really. But main thing is giving everybody a positive feedback, living a positive life, God-fearing life, and knowing that everything, is going to work out. Just keep your faith in the man above. But to the next episode, I'm Robert.
I'm Isaac.
And we'll see you on the next show.